Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we tackled the first Kaufman Cab mission. That one was called VIP. This video is about the next Kaufman Cab mission. It's called Friendly Rivalry. Before we get into the next mission, we have an important task to do. First, getting around this table, which I couldn't see because it was dark, and changing outfits. That's right, it's been 6 episodes in this very snazzy Mr. Vercetti outfit. And now we switch to the black tracksuit. We've already done the red or purple tracksuit. This is the black one. So we are going casual for the next 6 episodes or so. All right, we'll cut the drive back over to Kaufman Cabs and listen to Doris in the cutscene.
Calling all cars. We're losing fares all over town. What's with you guys?
VC cabs keep beating us to it. They just got too many cars. We can't compete.
Mr. Vassetti, if you're out there listening in, you want to put the VC cabs out of action before we go bust.
Destroy 3 of the rival taxis. You can see the goal right there, and you also see 3 yellow squares on the map. Those are the 3 rival taxis. Recall in the last video we did the mission VIP, where we were supposed to pick up a VIP over on Starfish Island, but we were interrupted by somebody from a rival cab company, the VC Cab Company. So we had to get the VIP out of that other cab and into our cab and drop him off at the airport. And so again, it's that same rival cab company, the VC Cab Company or the Vice City Cab Company, that is taking our business. Kaufman Cabs is going out of business. So again, the name of this mission is Friendly Rivalry, and it doesn't seem very friendly what we're about to do to our rivals, but we are going to kill 3 of them and destroy their cabs. So that's the goal of this mission, and once we pass this mission, we will earn $2,000 and unlock the 3rd and final Kaufman Cabs mission. That one is called Cabmageddon. While we watch the rest of my vanilla attempt here, while I just use drive-bys on all 3 of the rival cabs, let's read from the wiki about Doris, the dispatcher at Kaufman Cabs, who has been working there for several years as of 1986. This is her only appearance in the GTA universe, and she is voiced by Debbie Harry. I had no idea. I only learned this a couple of days ago. I thought I knew all of the celebrity voices in Vice City, but I didn't. Debbie Harry, lead singer of Blondie, does the voice of Doris. So reading from Wikipedia now, Blondie is an American rock band formed in 1974 in New York City by singer Debbie Harry, that's the person who's voicing Doris, and guitarist Chris Stein. The band was a pioneer in the American new wave genre and scene of the mid-1970s. Blondie has tons of hit songs. I'll just name a few of them here. Heart of Glass, One Way or Another, Call Me, Atomic, which I only know because it's actually in the Vice City soundtrack. The Tide is High, that's a great one. Rapture is pretty good. Maria is kind of a more recent one from like 1999. Rapture is actually well known because it is the first song to hit #1 on the US charts that had rap lyrics in it. We'll come back to reading about Blondie and Debbie Harry, but first let's move on to some fail states and quirks. So as I mentioned, there are 3 Kaufman Cab missions, and 2 of them require you to be in a Kaufman Cab, basically the whole mission. But this one does not. You can see that immediately after starting the mission in the fixed Kaufman Cab, I got out, switched over to this hot ring racer, and it's not mission failed. Instead of doing drive-bys, it might be quicker to just get out of the car and blow up the other taxi if you have a powerful weapon. But do be careful, because once you're out of the car, you are a sitting duck, and one of the only 2 fail states is dying. And you can see how quickly that happened. Busted is the only other fail state. If you're a fan of using cheat codes, then this mission is trivial. I'm going to start the mission, get out of my vehicle, and then type Big Bang, which blows up all vehicles on the map, including the 3 target vehicles. Mission pass. I'm always tickled when I get to stand on top of one of the NPC mission-specific vehicles, and so in some missions it's impossible or darn near impossible, but this mission is fabulous because once you get up there, then the taxi driver just chases you, and in this case he's just driving in a tight right circle. Oh, we're living the life up here, gang. This is fabulous. I know that the game keeps track of like miles walked and miles driven for Tommy. I wonder if this particular moment counts as either of those. Am I walking, am I driving, or is nothing counting? Either way, I got to live the dream. In this next attempt, we'll experiment with passing this mission with a totally different vehicle from this Kaufman Cab. Interesting that the Haitians who were aggressive towards Tommy there stopped. They gave up as soon as the mission started, and they continued to give up even after the cutscene. Alright, so the Hunter makes some missions awesome and other missions tougher. Guess which one this is? I actually do have a question for you all about the Hunter. So I'm firing, anytime I use the Hunter and I fire, it's with the left mouse button or the 0 on my number pad, and it fires missiles just straight ahead of me, missiles. But I thought I remember years ago reading something about a second bullet or second ammunition for the hunter, like some kind of a bullet, either like a rapid fire machine gun type thing, or maybe a like a heat seeking thing, like a smart bullet that chases some target down even if it's moving. Am I making this up? Like, I've tried all of the keys on my keyboard and I can't do anything other than fire the missiles with the left click or the 0. So let me know if you know if the hunter has a second version, a second attack other than the missiles. All right, so just about done. We're 2 for 2. I didn't show you my fail with the hunter where I blew myself up. We don't need to talk about that, but there's the third vehicle, mission passed with the hunter. I don't have any more fail states or quirks to show you, so we are on to my challenge, and my goal is to drown all 3 of these cabbies. So what we're going to do is take them up to my favorite drowning NPC spot, which is over by the Hyman Stadium, and instead of bringing them up there one at a time, I'm going to bring all 3 of them together, kind of like in a chain. And so you're going to see me drive up to each of these BC cabs, and they don't care about you until you either shoot them or run into them. And so I'm going to run into each of these guys one at a time, and then they're going to chase me. And I'm just going to get a chain of 3 like little ducklings, and they're even yellow. They're the right color to be ducklings. And then we're going to take them all on a merry journey up to the Hyman Stadium, and then we're going to try to drown all of them as my challenge. In the meantime, while we're watching my challenge attempt, let's get back to reading from the wiki about Blondie and then Debbie Harry. Blondie has been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards, and they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006. They have sold over 40 million records worldwide, and they continue to actively perform. Their latest album, their 11th album, was released back in 2017. So coming back to the person who voiced Doris, her name is Debbie Harry. She was the lead singer for the group Blondie. She was born 1945 in Miami, Florida. According to Wikipedia, she's an American singer, songwriter, actress, best known as lead vocalist of Blondie. 4 of her songs with the band reached a #1 on the US charts between 1979 and 1981. Debbie Harry also had a solo career. She had 5 albums that she released on her own without the group Blondie. I don't recognize any of the singles from Debbie Harry's solo career, so I won't list any of them. But there is actually one single of hers that I know, and that's the song Rush Rush, because that was on the GTA 3 soundtrack. Also, the Blondie song Heart of Glass appears in the Vice City Stories soundtrack. So bringing it back to Vice City, Debbie Harry is the lead singer for Blondie, and she is also the voice of Doris, the dispatcher at Kaufman Cabs, one of my favorite characters that I didn't know anything about until I started making this series, because I didn't recognize that cutscene at all. Obviously, I've heard Doris's voice at the start of each of the missions where she gives you the task, but I've always skipped that cutscene, and she is just hilarious as a character, and she's voiced by somebody really famous, Debbie Harry. Reading from the wiki, after completing the final mission at Kaufman Cabs, again, that's called Cabmageddon, and that's the one we'll do in the next video, the default radio station of the Kaufman Cab taxi will be changed to Doris's dispatch radio, where she can be heard talking to the other taxi driver, Ted. And from the trivia section about Doris, the op code that switches the Kaufman Cab regular radio to Doris's dispatch radio is, and now I'm going to read to you a variable name that's in the code of Vice City, set player has met Debbie Harry. So really cool that there's a reference to Debbie Harry, the person who voices Doris inside the actual code of Vice City. Okay, coming back to my challenge now. I've got my 3 little ducklings lined up in a row right behind me. I can see them on the minimap. I didn't really have a clear plan in my head as to what I was going to do when I got over here, but this was not the right action. Okay, so on the positive side, I did manage to dunk one of the cabs. Unfortunately, it was mine. All right, next attempt. I got out on foot, and I thought that they would just follow me, but it turns out they don't unless you're really close to the road. And so this was kind of scary times because I know I can get run over and smushed real quick or knocked into the water. Okay, gang, I have drowned twice in my attempts to get these cabbies into the water. All right, final attempt. Third time's the charm. I decided that I needed to seek slightly higher ground, but the hillside over here is pretty dangerous for me. So I decided to head over to that concrete, kind of like wall over here, and we're gonna hop up on there and see if we can get each of these guys to follow me one at a time. This is like a really awesome pattern they're doing. It's like a Harlem Globetrotters routine where they just kind of drive around in like a figure eight. Okay, who's first, boys? Oh, you. All right, look out. Look out. All right, so if we can just get him in the water, that's one. I heard the happy sound. Okay, and number two, we'll just get up here. I think I'm safe, and we just need him to drive a little bit more forward. That's two. All right, this is the strat. We've got it now, boys. We just have to get him around the corner, and then we jump up onto this little wall, and then help yourself. Get in there, 3 for 3, real happy, because each attempt took a long time, right? Like I had to drive all the way down and get my 3 ducklings in a row and then bring them all back up here, and then I drowned. Twice I drowned. What am I doing? I haven't even saved the game. This is just pure nonsense. All right, so we are going to blow these things up because I'm a small petty man who was annoyed that it took 3 attempts. And then we're going to skip the drive back over to Kaufman Cabs, and then we'll save a couple of times in preparation for our next video. So if you have anything you'd like to share about your memories of this mission, Friendly Rivalry, go ahead and throw them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.